What's up gamers, DreamcastGuy here, reviewing today Resident Evil Revelations 2. This is a new episodic entry in the Resident Evil series, one of my favorite series of all time. In a world filled with zombie games, can we still get a fresh scare? Surprisingly, yes. The campaign in this game is split in half. Half of the time you're playing as Claire and Moria, while the other half of the time you're playing as Barry and Natalia. At the opening, Claire and Moria are kidnapped and awake in a strange prison. Right away, you're going to notice the amazing attention to detail with this, and even the opening of this is a strange homage back to the Resident Evil Code Veronica opening, where we had Claire awakening in a similar torn-up cell. Stepping out of the hall, you'll see that the control style is very unique for Revelations 2. When you're playing as Claire, you take the over-the-shoulder aim stance, but she also has the ability to stab foes quickly and stun them, and I really like this mechanic. You also have the ability to sneak attack people or strike foes on the ground, all with your knife, in such a fluid, easy, quick-action way. The ability to use herbs has also been made into a shoulder button instead of having it inside the menus. This really helps keep the tension high since you're no longer pausing and breaking the flow of gameplay in order to try and heal yourself. The main staple of this game, of course, is co-op. While Claire is handling the guns, Moria is handling the flashlight. This may sound like the crappier job, but it's arguably the more important role. Along with illuminating the darkness, the flashlight locates hidden items like ammo or keys and shine it in enemies' eyes at the right moment. It can even blind them for a few moments and buy you a lot of time in combat. Playing as Moria is really interesting because she refuses to use guns, but for some reason doesn't have any problem with bashing the crap out of monster brains with a pipe, so when you're playing as her, you feel weakened but not defenseless. Playing through this first episode, you really notice that the gameplay is actually a perfect meshing of classic Resident Evil, grabbing gears, solving puzzles, and new Resident Evil, tight controls, and awesome headshots. So let's talk about the other half of the game, Barry Burton. Barry is breaking into the prison and he's looking for Moria, and he is armed to the teeth. Being a soldier so much of his life, he came with a lot of firepower, and as soon as you start his campaign, you are ready for action. While Claire primarily fights more zombie-style bad guy, Barry's foes are much bigger, much scarier, and much harder to kill to compensate for his increased firepower. To help Barry on his quest to find Moria, he actually runs into a little girl who was actually a prisoner on the island, Natalia. Natalia has a strange gift that lets her see the infected through the walls, giving you a big edge if there's a foe who's about to sneak attack you. Her size lets her sneak through cramped spaces and get to the back of a lot of locked doors. So a lot of Natalia's puzzles have you trying to find the little slot where you're going to cram her, and then she helps you get through to the next area. Barry and Claire's campaigns overlap quite a bit, but since they have such a different style of gameplay and such a different approach to puzzles, it never felt stale. One thing I really liked is the fact that Barry, when he's fighting the zombies, they look super dried out and gross, as if they'd been there for a long period of time, whereas when Claire's fighting them, they look super fresh. A lot of them are actually climbing out of their cells where they were originally infected. This is only the first episode of what's going to be a 4-episode game when it's all released, but this first episode took me about 2 hours total to complete, both the Barry portion and also the Claire portion. To give us something awesome to do while we wait for the next episode to come out, they've also included Raid Mode. This game mode is a lot more arcade in style. In Raid Mode, you're taking on random maps, both from recent Resident Evils and Resident Evils of the ancient past. You're getting points, finding guns, and trying to level up to unlock more levels. Each map you're playing on is really fun because it's just filled with random monsters. Killing them gives you XP, but also managing to sneak past some foes will give you extra XP. You are required to kill a certain amount to find keys to end up getting out of the end of the level though. To keep things fresh, they've also added these random daily missions that'll show up. They give you special bonuses and also interesting objectives. Like in this one here, I'm trying to defend this point from an onslaught of random zombies, zombie dogs, and bigger monsters. I like tinkering around on Raid Mode, and I'm definitely putting a lot of hours into it, but my main problem is that it's kind of repetitive. In order to unlock new maps, no matter what, eventually you're going to have to play a map over and over again until you get high enough level to unlock the next set of maps. Each new episode that comes out is going to add more characters and more maps for us to play on, but it still felt a little bit repetitive. Even if I do get a cool machine gun or a fancy shotgun, it's just going right back to the same 10 maps. Overall, the game does a lot right, and it seems like they're trying really hard to win back the original die-hard Resident Evil fans. I particularly fell in love with this when at one point Claire actually made a Jill sandwich joke.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Yeah, that was almost a Claire sandwich.
Barry tells everyone that story.
So there's a lot to love, but let's go on over to the ratings board and put a big number on it. I am giving Resident Evil Revelations 2 an 8.5 out of 10. This game is so fun to play, even if it is a little short. I'm glad that they went for a lower price tag. Buying all 4 parts at once up front is only $25. And you know what? It is a fantastic $25 game. I am really looking forward to that next episode when it comes out in a few weeks, and I'm really going to kick some more monster ass and review that too. So if you like this, please subscribe. This has been DreamcastGuy. Leave me a comment down below and please like this video. But do me a big favor and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, maybe check out my last video. Please subscribe, and if you want, share this somewhere with your friends.